The new Minecraft 1.18 update bears amazing natural generation, making it easier to get diamonds and every other ore. So let me get my minerals from a couple of villagers. So the SMP started off like the last one did, dying 2 times, then going to a bastion, dying again, then getting some good loot. After that, me being the incredibly smart human I am, decided I would travel only a few blocks away from the others. Okay, maybe a few more than a couple. Anyways, I situated myself into an igloo and I instantly started to trade with the villagers there, and in a stroke of luck, not long after starting to change the trades, I got a Prot 4 book trade for 4 emeralds. And this is how I started my mega corporation. To increase my corporation, I needed more villagers and more items to potentially sell, and not too far away from the igloo housed a village, which was useful for more villager trades, potential farms and resources. And there was also an ice spike biome there which had every type of ice and was pretty rare. After a lot of exploring for resources and mostly sugarcane, I was able to get a couple of Prot 4 books, and using the paper was able to get another villager trade, which wasn't the best. But moving on, to take a break from trading and exploring, I decided to mine, because at this point I didn't really have the plan to sell books. However, it didn't go the way I thought it would. Yeah, I nearly died. Anyways, I continued exploring the abandoned mine shaft, and I found not only 1 but 2 more mob spawners, which ends up with me having 1 of each of the mob spawners that is possible in a cobblestone dungeon. Anyways, from there it was back to making the mega corporation I had thought of. I wanted more Prot books, as those were the only good books I had, so I used the overpowered 2x2 spruce trees to get a ton of emeralds. Speaking of emeralds, the other villager I had was uncured, so everything costed the normal amount, and I didn't have a spare weakness potion or a viable nether spawn to get one, so it wouldn't be for 1 emerald. I got myself a mending book for 10 emeralds though, which wasn't really that bad. And at this point, I was starting to talk about selling my books, and as I needed more diamonds, I attempted to get a bigger profit for the books, which didn't end up well. After getting mending and protection books, I wanted another couple enchants, so I needed more space. What better place to get one than the village, which was only a small boat on ice right away. When I was able to trade with the villager, the enchantment I ended up choosing was a surprisingly cheap looting 3 book, which would be really good for later purposes. But as I stopped on a looting book, I needed more villagers. Now, I wanted 2 things particular from these. 1 that trades me diamond armor, and 1 that trades me Unbreaking 3 books. So what did I do to get these? Well, because of how expensive the diamond armor one was, I decided to go to another igloo and get the 2 villagers from there. Now, after building the transport and getting the villagers to my base, I decided to be adamant on getting Unbreaking 3, and after a grueling 30 minutes of progress, I had finally got what I wanted. But then there was the other one. It picked up a different job on the way to what I wanted, and it took the villager way too long to change their job. So I waited by making armor stands and filling an order I received. After traveling the 4,000 blocks to fulfill the order, the villager finally lost its job. So I didn't hesitate to start trading for the diamond armor. Already by 7 minutes, I had already been given the diamond armor trade, which was insane, and that meant I needed a break from trading. And instead of trading, I thought about making a team, so I called up Night Meteor to discuss. So we had set up at least a partnership for the time. Now let's get back to our corporation. I started to get a bit ahead of myself, saying I would sell full enchanted armor, the mending, Prot and Unbreaking books. And to get even more confident, I decided it would be a good idea to work on my own armor when disaster struck. 2 people had asked me for orders. Now, this wouldn't be too bad if 1 wasn't for 6 books and 1 wasn't for 13. Thankfully, these weren't Unbreaking books and they were mending books. But still, as they were mending books, I would need a grand total of 190 emeralds at face value. How promising. Now, at that point, I had already got a few mending and probably enough emeralds to fulfill the first order of 6. So that was fine. And unless I did something stupid, it would all go smooth sailing. I did something incredibly stupid. I'm so stupid! Instead of buying 1 bookshelf, I bought 6. So it's time to now stress. I kept stressing and kept mining some trees and trading with Fletchers to get enough emeralds for the rest of the 6. The 13 would be very hard, and I'd spend the rest of the day on it. But I was able to, by the end, trade both of them in, and that was all done. And by the end of all that chaos, I thought I could get a few more trades. So we'll see how well that pays off.